Welcome, everybody, to the Genesis Mindset. Another extremely grateful day today, isn't it? We've had some massive pumps. We've had some big moves throughout Pulsechain, throughout the whole ecosystem. And what is there not to be grateful for? Like, it's so good. But you still go on Twitter and you still see posts about people arguing about this and that. Guys, we're on the same team. I don't understand why we have to keep arguing.
Pretty please. We can all win together.
I think the sooner people realize that when the whole ecosystem wins, everybody wins. I think it's going to be the best thing ever when actually people start to switch on to this idea, because some people aren't going to be attracted to the Tangang. Some people aren't going to be attracted to Pulse Chain. Some people aren't going to be attracted to Teddy Bear. Some people aren't going to be attracted to liquid loans. Everyone's going to be attracted for their different reasons to the Pulse Chain city. So if we're all winning in the Pulse Chain city, it's really good for the entire city. It's really good for the entire ecosystem. So yeah, but unfortunately, men and our pride, it's really like it's yeah, it's just it is what it is. People will wake up one day and realize that this is not the way to treat each other. But until then, let's get into it. So it's a man, Pulse Chain hit sacrifice. Oh boy. I hope people are happy. Pulse Chain hit the sacrifice price. It probably is going to have a bit of a dip now. That would be my guess. Maybe like a 20-30% dip. It's already started dipping. Yeah, the sacrifice rate, I think, is a big key level. And also as a point of reflection, actually, as a point of reflection, as a mindset thing, this is not a criticism, but I know of people in my own friend circles and some of the groups that I'm in who really complained about, Pulse Chain is trash and Richard Hart has run off with our money. Now's your opportunity to get out. Now, I don't want you to get out, actually, but what I want you to do is reflect and go, oh, hang on a minute. Was it really Richard Hart? Was it really Pulse Chain? Or was it the fact that I didn't create the appropriate amount of risk for how much I put in? Did I over leverage myself into the ecosystem and then I became too emotional? There's nothing there's really nothing wrong with that. We all make those mistakes. I've made those mistakes and I've learned from those mistakes. And I'm certainly not saying that I'm perfect, but I think this is an excellent opportunity to actually reflect on yourself and your actions. Because if at these sacrifice rates you're not actually willing to sell, then you have to look back at yourself and go, okay, all right, I was being really negative. I was spreading my negativity and it didn't really do anything. It just generated more negativity, and negativity attracts negativity. This is the thing. I'm telling you, like, the law of attraction, law of vibration, it's in all the religious scriptures. It's like it's a fact. It's a universal fact. It's not something where it's like some spiritual woo-woo. It actually is. It actually works like that. So as a collective, if we're collectively positive, if we're collectively working for the whole, if we're collectively focusing on the positivity of the chain is going to go bonkers. If you can collectivize that mindset and actually drill it into this chain, it's going to go bonkers. But still, there's a little bit of negativity. Well, there's a lot of negativity around, particularly when things don't go well. But that's just how it is. But it would be really good to actually reflect. Oh, maybe I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that, and I probably don't want to do that again in the future, because everybody's just trying their best. So yeah, I don't mean to. I hope it doesn't sound preachy. I just would like to. This is the Genesis mindset. I would like to share things about mindset, which for me are absolutely the truth. So, man, look at this. So, this is really interesting. I have never seen this before. So, this is PLP token. So, this is a PLP token with INC, PLP token with WPLS. So, PLP token is a liquidity pair. So, there's obviously some kind of liquidity pair. And actually, matter of fact, let's just have a quick investigation of this. So if you go to GoRealDefi.com, and what I'll do is I'm just going to open it, or actually first, so PLP. I just thought this was interesting. Something is cooking, because people are saying, is INC going to be like this thing that's going to really pump and bring a lot of value? And I certainly hope it is. I've got a large majority of my Pulse chain actually generating yield with PLP. So Very interesting. Haven't actually seen this before as a pair, PLP paired with ink. So that jumped 750% today. That's really interesting to see. BFF had a huge jump today. So it's a quarter of the way to 8K. And I'm going to go into that loan from Liquid Loans. A loan token had a nice pump. Teddy Bear's pumping again. Teddy Bear had a nice pump, 20, 30%. EHEX had a pump. Ink, everything's pumping. Like, what a day. Like, the whole vibration of the pump is really like resonating through my consciousness. I could not concentrate today because it was so like, like I couldn't get out of that sensation of euphoria that's vibrating throughout the whole world because my mind is tuned into what's actually happening for Pulsechain. So what I'm going to do here, as this loads, oh, here we go. I can just go here. So what I'm going to do here, oh, where did it go? Here we go. So I'm going to copy the pair. So you just click on it, you copy the pair address. I'm going to go to here, go to the Explorer. So Go Real DeFi connects you to the IPFS websites directly. So Go Real DeFi is actually a really good website. It'll take me to scan.pulsechainapp.com. And then I'm going to copy and paste that into here. And then this is a PulseX LP. So then there's 4 holders in here. So then you can do some investigating in here. I'm not actually going to go through this because it might be a little bit boring, but this is actually how you start to look into and dig into what's actually happening in the chain. Oh, actually, I quickly will just check. So these are contracts and these are wallets. So the contracts is actually what you'll see, which will have like the actual PLP. Oh, PulseX buy and burn. Oh, okay. All right. I don't really know how to read this. I'll be honest with you. This is my first time trying to read this. Another PulseX buy and burn. Okay. I don't actually know how to read this. My apologies. But in any case, you know how to actually look into it now. So going into the swing trades, man, BFF. I've been keeping my eye on BFF. So these are my buy-ins. I bought on the dips. Well, this one I FOMO'd in, and then I bought on the dips here. And it got up to as high as almost 2,500. So we're heading for 8,000. Remember that we're heading for 8,000. So Maria's strategy, we're working together here. We're working together just like the Tang Gang. So Maria Rahel, remember our goal is to reduce the liquidity to a squeeze as we go up to 8K and then to hold that support level while placing small liquidities as the level is established. So what does that actually mean? So I'm going to make this, I'm going to maximize this, and I'm going to try and do some little diagrams here. Okay, so now we want to keep the liquidity thin. If the liquidity is thin, then price can move up and down very fast. Doesn't take a lot of value to move up and down fast. So even from here to 8K, you've still got a 3 to 4x from here to 8K. So there's still gains to be made in BFF if nobody sells. And then once we get to here, now, if we get to 8K and then everyone's like, all right, I'm dumping, then yes, of course, the price can really, really collapse. So can I make this, how do I, here we go. All right, so I'm going to change, all right, so let's just say it goes up to here. And I'm actually going to thicken that bad boy up and I'm going to change the color because it's probably not so clear. Okay, now, if there's not a lot of liquidity, bang, this could drop very fast. It could drop very fast. It could come down to here within a very short period of time. Now, what Maria is saying that we want to actually do to actually protect the price. So this is the issue that we saw with Hex, by the way, because the liquidity is so thin on Hex, it can go up fast and it can come down fast. Now, this is what we want to protect against with PLP. So where is the little circle? So I'm going to put a little circle here. So I'm going to do some little imaginary pools. So Maria is now saying we want to set up a bunch of liquidity pools. So now we've set up a bunch of different liquidity pools. So what can actually happen here? What can actually happen here is we can see once it gets to this 8K, we can see it connected to INC. We could see it connected to Teddy Bear. We could see it connected to, it's already connected to No Nukes and PLS. We could see it connected to something else within the 414. So Maria's saying we set up a whole bunch of different liquidity pools and connect it to these liquidities. So what does that actually mean? That means if this is INC, INC. We got INC. We're going to have some teddy bear over here. Actually, and then we're going to have, actually, I hope you guys can see this. I'll move this just a little bit in case my head's in the way. So we're going to have INC here. We're going to have teddy bear here. Then here we can create, what's another token? Man, there's so many within. Oh, I'll just do this one just for the shits and giggles because this is Bill and Greg. So that's TRSI. So that's another token in the 414. And here we can say Actually, let's have a look at this. What could we pair it in? Or if I close this? It doesn't matter. So I'm just going to write, oh my gosh, real total brain fart. So Atropa, I don't think it's paired to Atropa at the moment. So now we can pair it to Atropa. So obviously, now the token supply, I don't know it off the top of my head, but let's say the token supply is, boy, I'll do this properly. So let me just get the token supply. So how will I figure out the token supply? So I'm going to copy the BFF address, and then I'm going to go to Pulsechain. Here we go, the Pulsechain app. Copy and paste. Here we go, BFF. So Bestie Freedom Fighters. So 777. I should have known that. So there's 311 holders. So 777 tokens. Now, if we go here, let's maximize this. So now, if there's 777 supply, and the liquidity is thin. So let's say these liquidity pools aren't created. There might only be like, of this 7.7 supply, the current liquidity pools, I'll do them in a different color. I'll do them in, let's just say we're going to do that in, we'll do it smaller as well. I will do it at the same size actually, because they are equally small. So let's just say at the moment we have, so we've got the no nukes, and then we have also, so we got, let's just say, I'm just going to do this because I know definitely there is these two pools, but I'll do them in a slightly different color. I'll do them. Here we go. Blue. Actually, screw it. I'll leave them as orange just for clarity. So here we got, I'm going to put NN for no nukes. And then we got PLS, WPLS. Okay. So NN, WPLS. So now, again, we got currently these liquidity avenues. So of this 7.7 supply, at the moment, of this 7.7 supply, there might be a pool with WPLS, and there might be like 10. I'm just going to pull numbers out of my butt just to highlight this point, and this is how price drops extremely fast. There might be 10 in here, and in the no nukes compared to no nukes, I'll just put 10 as well. So there might be like 10 to sell, and there might be whatever the price of no nukes is to this. So there might be, I don't know, 50 no nukes and 10 BFF. And there might be like 50 million WPLS and 10 BFF. So of that 7.7 then, we can really only sell 20, which means if someone sells very quickly, you get a big slippage and the price drops a lot because we've only got these two avenues to actually go out of. But if we start to create these new liquidity pools, there's all these different avenues that people can start to come out of. And this is the beauty of the Atropa ecosystem, which people still, I don't think, are seeing. And this is what I'm gradually starting to see as I'm learning more and more about it, as I'm starting to participate and put more skin in the game. This is actually how I learn. I learn by doing. So now people, if Teddy Bear, now if we just do like an imaginary, just for the sake of this, I'm just going to do, where's the brush, man? Oh, here we go. The brush is here. So I know Teddy Bear at the moment is, I'll have to move this just a little bit more just in case my head's in the way. If Teddy Bear, so Teddy Bear at the moment, I know it's looking approximately like this, right? So it's gone up and then it's hit this price and now it's starting to come down. So this is like a key level. It's coming down. So this was like the local bottom. Now, if this is connected to Bear, what do you think is going to happen here? If Bear keeps dropping here, this is a very attractive avenue for the liquidity to flow through. So my BFF can flow into bear because bear is on a nice little dip. And my long-term thesis is bear is going to continue to moon. So this might also be something that I take profit into because I actually believe bear is going to moon. I believe bear is actually going to be the premier meme coin on Pulsechain. And I believe if Pulsechain, oh my gosh, I mean, the evidence is really starting to, like the conviction that I'm having now with Pulsechain, with all this liquidity flowing into it from the sacrifice wallet, it's an inevitability that Pulsechain is going to do extremely well. Can it be one of the best chains? I really do believe it can be one of the best chains. And I think if Richard beats the SEC, it's only going to be even more of an extremely bullish case. So therefore, I think bear can be one of the best meme coins of this particular bull market. So therefore, I could sell into this pool, maybe into this pool. Because we want to do small, right? So we're going to do 10 into here. We could have 10 into INC. We could have 10 into TRS. We could have 10 into Atropa. Oops. And there's all these different holders in all these different tokens. So therefore, I could say between all these different ratios, let's say here TRSI is doing this, it's done this, and now it's having a nice little dip. Again, I might go, hey, TRSI is looking attractive, and I think it's going to keep going up. I'm going to actually take a little bit of my BFF out on this dip here because it's a nice little low. I'm going to take a little bit out on this dip here because it's a nice low. So this is what can actually happen in the Atropa ecosystem. Now, when you think about all these tokens, there's so many tokens connected to the Atropa ecosystem. There is so many. It's like dozens, like less than 100, but more than 50. I know that much. Could even be more than 100. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. So this is the kind of thing that you can see. So there's all these little movements that it can ratchet between these different tokens, and I don't need to sell my whole bag. If I bought here, I'm already up. Like what? It's a 2x now. So hey, I only need to sell half. And buying it here, it wasn't even one BFF. Like the majority holders got the BFF all the way down here. And these guys, these whales are interested in developing this ecosystem. This is something that I'm learning as well. Like you want to be in an ecosystem where there's benevolent whales who aren't there just to extract value from everybody else. They actually want to protect the ecosystem. They want to expand the ecosystem. They want to grow the ecosystem. That's exactly what you want to see. And that's exactly what I'm seeing in Atropa. When I'm in these Telegram chats, I'm actually seeing the people, the caliber of the people and what they're doing. They're creating all these liquidity pools. They're really interested in creating and growing this financial ecosystem, which is what the Atropa ecosystem is. They're very interested in that. Then the ones who have dozens of this 7/7 supply, they don't want to dump it. They got it for so cheap. They're up like hundreds of X's at the moment. They don't need to dump it down. They don't need to destroy the price. They can just go, you know what? I'm just going to sell like 10% of what I have, and it's not going to wreck the price, but I'm still going to like multiply my gains by like, I don't know, 100x because it's up 500x at the moment. So this is the kind of thing that can happen within the Atropa ecosystem. And if people really start to wake up, this is the kind of thing that can happen throughout all of Pulsechain. This is why I really love Atropa. This is why I'm a meme agnostic. I just want everything in the chain to succeed, but still people's mindset is, no, I just want HOA to succeed and everything else is trash. And like the divisiveness is so pointless, guys.
Pretty please. We can all win together.
I'm a day one Hexican, and I really want all of us to win. I want HOA to dominate. I want everything in this ecosystem to dominate. If we can have that mindset, then all of these things that are happening with the Atropa ecosystem can start to spread out and happen everywhere. And this is really something that it's so unique to this particular ecosystem. I'm not seeing it in any other ecosystem. Okay, so on the chat log, PENROSE is another one now that Maria's been talking about. So PENROSE has been up and about. So this one I actually got on an ultimate dip. So I got it on this very bottom. So I got it virtually here. So I was really quite pleased with that. So that was extremely good. So already it's done a 2x, but I'm going to keep holding it. I think this has definitely got potential. When Maria starts talking about things, the eyeballs start to go onto it. There's a Telegram group that already popped up today for PENROSE. So who knows where this can go? So I mean, at the moment it's dropped 70%. See, this doesn't make much sense. Because it was created today. Okay, so this is a 15-minute chart. So it has dropped from here. So maybe it's like you don't want to FOMO into it. You want to be a little bit more, you want to try and maintain that calmness and stability and get it on a dip, and then just support that ecosystem. Then Maria was converting the liquidity from here into no nukes, and then no nukes into BFF. So then that's probably part of the reason why we've seen BFF go up to 2,500. So Loan is another one. Loan is another one that did an amazing pump today. So man, from the bottom, here we go. That's almost a 2x. I think I bought my loan pretty much at these levels down here. I think this is when I got my loan. So I'm definitely sitting on almost a 2x at the moment. So, and loan is like, I got some yield. I definitely want to buy and sell this and play with this so I can keep growing that loan stack, because getting that passive yield, amazing. And last but not least, for my boy Shane Hartschuler, because I love you, Shane. I need you to understand that I love you. If I don't talk about you every day, it doesn't mean that I don't love you, Shane. I really, really love you, Shane. Like Shane Schuler. Actually, Shane, how hot is your grandma? How hot is yours and Richard's grandma? It's been a long time. It's been a long time, man. I'll go there. I'll go for the gifts. I don't mind. I'll go for the gifts. So Shane Hartschuler was saying his grandma thought I was handsome. So I'm there. I'm there with you, Shane Schuler. So Rob has had another, and it's just pumping, man. And I'm extremely happy for Shane. But again, Shane, expand your mind, man. It's probably pumping because it's getting liquidity bonded to things like Teddy Bear. It's getting liquidity bonded. So again, yes, I think you have to be doing the work for your token, but also really start to broaden your mind and say, hey, again, if we start to work together, if we start to liquidity bond and we start to like work together, this whole chain can be so good if we just work together, guys. When are people going to understand this? The old mindset is linear thinking, liquidity extracting. This is the way that Solana is. Everything goes up in this token, and then all the pools go up with it, and then this one and then it dumps, and then everything dumps with it. I don't want Pulsechain to do that. That's what happened with Hex. That's where everybody got destroyed. So now there's like a developing lesson. Now it's like systematic thinking. It's not linear anymore. It's systematic. We've got all these interconnected tokens. So let's keep bonding. Let's keep coming together. Let's keep creating friendships. Let's keep being brotherly. Let's keep loving each other and creating these token pairs together, because this is how we all win. This is going to be the best thing for the chain. This is going to be the best thing for everyone when we all win together. We're on team win. We're on team win.
And it's, if they can finally, join team win, then they can feel good. And that's why I like that the influencers have participated and sacrificed, roughly 100,000 each that I know of. Could be a lot more, because it's likely that they'll talk about what will be profitable for them. So if they have exposure to Pulsechain, PulseX, maybe they'll say nice things about it because it's in their financial interest to do so, right? So that would be nice.
Now, let's actually take that literally. Richard Hart talks about being on team win. Team. There is no I in team. We're on team win. We are the best community in all of crypto. Are we really the best community in all of crypto? What does community mean? Community means being together. It's not a community if you just want your token to win. It's not a community, I'm sorry to say. Community is when we all win together. How do we all win together? By just supporting each other, by doing liquidity bonding, by creating all these token pairs together and actually just leveraging between all of them and the ratios between all of them. We can all win together, and we can just keep pulling up the whole ecosystem up and up and up and up and away, all the way to the moon together. Thank you very much, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that episode.